and this is known as Here. Today, I am joining the open invite of Off the Hook Summer Florals. Our hosts are Tammy from Happiness Created and Ellie DIY from House to Home. I'll be sure and include the links to their channels down below. Be sure and check out their channels, and there include the main playlist of all the creators who are joining in today. I have done 2 summer floral craft projects, and I invite you to watch them, and then be sure and check out Tammy, Happiness Created, and Ellie DIY from House to Home's channels too, and the main playlist of all the other creators who are joining in today. Thanks so much, and don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you like my video, give me a thumbs up. Thanks so much. Now let's get over to my craft table so I can show you what my crafts are for today's video, Off the Hook Summer Florals. DIY number 1. So I found these galvanized embossed plaques at Dollar Tree. When I looked behind the first one, I saw that there were 2 other patterns. 2 were flower pots and 1 was a watering can. Now I want to tell you to be very careful if you get these, because the edges of the galvanized plaques are very sharp. As I was walking through Dollar Tree, I noticed one of my fingers was bleeding, and I had obviously accidentally cut my finger on one of the edges. So I painted the 2 flower pots black, and then I went over them with a little bit of silver just to give them a little bit of texture. And then I went back and I painted the leaves green. I was using acrylic paints. And so I painted the leaves green, and I painted the flower pot a blue. Then I went back and painted the flowers different colors. Again, using acrylic paint, I painted 1 pink and 1 yellow. I went back with a different color of green and went in and shaded the green leaves. That flower pot just had 2 big green leaves on it. And that flower pot had a pink and yellow. Then I went back and I took some Q-tips, and what you see there in the background is eye makeup remover that worked real well, taking off the paint that I had smeared on the onto the embossed galvanized plaque. So I was using those cotton tips. They have they're not rounded edges, they're more pointed edges. So they worked real well going in on the tight spots to remove where the paint had gotten where I didn't want it to be. Then I took the wrong edge of the paintbrush, the other end, and I made polka dots on a couple of the flowers, and one of the flowers I just made some swirls. Then I had some stickers that were 3D, and I stuck that on the blue watering can. And then the plaques had holes in them to hang them up, so I needed to cover the holes, so I used those little stick-on dots to do that. And there's the little sticker that I had put on the flower on the watering can. Grumpy Grandpa sometimes comes in to check on my work, and when it was hanging up, he started pressing on that little 3D sticker and said that I hadn't glued it on right. I said, leave it alone. It's supposed to be like that. It's 3D. Don't mess with it. He's my biggest critic. Okay, so then I had this board, and I'm going to hot glue the 3 pieces onto the board. And that was a little tricky because the board is also 3D, so I had to check and see where the galvanized plaques were going to hit the board. What you saw me doing was I went and I hot glued the little beads that I had glued on to cover the holes. I glued them on the back also to make sure they were on there good and tight. And the board already had a hanger on it, so I just used the hanger that was already on it. Because the acrylic paint on the galvanized plaques, anytime you bumped it, it came off. So I had to go back and do a few touch-up places. And there it is, all finished. I think it came out real cute. Tell me what you think. DIY number 2. Okay, I wanted to do a bucket of posies. So I got this cute little bucket from Dollar Tree, some styrofoam, and then I pulled out all my pretty June blooms for this DIY. And I jigsawed all my styrofoam into the bucket, and then I started cutting off my blooms and sticking them into the styrofoam. I had this pretty purple ribbon, and I'm making this as a gift for one of my friends in the condo building, and her favorite color is purple. So I tied the ribbon on each side. The bucket had little rings. I didn't want the ribbon to slide around, so I hot glued the ribbon on the rings so the ribbon wouldn't slide. And then I'll take the petals and the leaves and fold it down over the hot glue so that the hot glue won't be showing. Trimmed off the ribbon and then pulled all the petals and everything down to cover the hot glue. And then it can be hung with the pretty purple ribbon. And I think it came out real pretty. That's a bucket of posies. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you all again very soon at Nona's Here. Bye.